Hi, authors. So today's topic is the various routes of publishing that you could take. So we're going to cover traditional publishing, vanity publishers, independent publishers, and self publishing. We're going to start it off with traditional publishers. Now, traditional publishing is actually the one that I am least familiar with because I've never actually gone this route myself. But I can tell you a little bit about it that will hopefully point you in the right direction if that's the route that you would prefer to choose. Now, one of the first things that you're going to probably need to do if you want to go the traditional route is to write your book, of course. In addition to writing your book, you're going to want to get it edited professionally to make sure that it's in the best possible position it could be in. After that, you're going to want to find an agent. And an agent is basically somebody who shops your book to the traditional publishers to try to see if they're going to actually accept your book and take it with their company. If they accept your book, then that's when the process begins. So, some of the pros of traditional publishing is the fact that usually, because it's a traditional publisher, it's with a company that is already considered reputable. They usually have a huge mailing list full of readers that are ready to read books like yours. And that's the reason why they chose your book, because they felt like it would be a good fit for their company. They felt like your book is going to sell, of course, and it would be something that would appeal to their reader base. So that's and because of that, they're all often usually able to give you an advance for your book. So they have the rights for the book, but they give you an advance, which is a form of payment for your book up front. So you are paid up front. They take your book, they work their magic, they put it all together, they publish it. It's still in your name because you're the author, but they publish it underneath their company, underneath their imprint, and then the book goes wherever it goes. So those are the pros to it. Now there also are some cons as well. So some people might not perceive these as cons, but there are some cons to it depending on how you look at it. So the first one is creative control. With traditional publishers, they have certain things that their company stands for, and certain things that they want to promote, et cetera, and certain things that they do not want to have shown in the books that they publish. So there might be certain subject matter, et cetera, that they may want you to revise or not want you to write about. So therefore, your level of creative control over your book is reduced. To the extent that it's reduced, that's dependent on the book, the author, et cetera, et cetera. But there is a reduction in creative control that you have over not only your book, but also your book's cover. So because, again, it is their company and it is their rights, their ideals, et cetera, and they now have the rights to your book, they can choose to actually put a totally different cover from what you had envisioned, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes that's a good thing because they've likely done market research to try to see which kind of covers will actually work for your book, which covers sell well, et cetera, et cetera. So this is not necessarily a bad thing, but if you are an author who had like your heart set on how you wanted your book to look, you may be disappointed when it comes to this part in the process. Another potential con to this is the possibility that your book may not actually sell well. So your book, with all the efforts that are put into making your book as nice as it could possibly be, sometimes some books just simply don't sell for whatever reason. And as a result of that, you might be put at a disadvantage because now your rights are underneath this company for your book, but your book is not selling. So in that case, a lot of times authors will have to resort to their own marketing tactics, and a lot of times authors are not good marketers, so therefore you have to do all your own marketing for a book that may not be selling, and it may be frustrating at that point to try to get your book in rolling in the direction that you wanted to get to roll in. But aside from those things, if in an ideal world, traditional route would probably be best because once again, those are the biggest companies, those are the companies that people are most familiar with, so therefore readers are more likely to trust a book that will come from those types of publishers. So therefore your book will have more opportunity to be successful because of all the checks and balances that are put into place. But again, there are some cons that may potentially come along with it as well. So that was traditional publishing. That was just a little snapshot of everything that goes into it. There's more to it, but that's what I'll give for today. Next time, we're going to talk about vanity publishers. Stay tuned.